Father. Today I pause. I pause in the middle of the noise, in the middle of the rush, in the middle of everything pulling me in 1,000 directions, because in this moment, I don't want to ask for more. I just want to see, truly see, what I already have, and when I do, when I slow down long enough to breathe and look, my heart is overwhelmed with gratitude, not because life is perfect, not because everything makes sense, but because, in spite of it all, you have been so good to me. I've spent too much time focusing on what's missing, too much energy chasing tomorrow's blessings, while forgetting to thank you for today's gifts. So here I am, Lord, not with a list of requests, but with a heart full of thanks. Thank you for the gift of life itself, for the breath in my lungs, for the beat in my chest, for the simple, sacred fact that I woke up today. Thank you for the ability to think, to feel, to dream, to believe. Thank you that I can talk to you right now. Not through ritual, but through relationship, like a child with a father who listens. Your word says in Psalm 34:15, "The eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are attentive to their cry." So I thank you for being near, for hearing me when I whisper, for caring about even the smallest details of my life. Thank you for my family. We may not always get along. We may have moments of tension, frustration, even hurt, but they are a blessing. They are yours, and you gave them to me. Thank you for the ones who love me even when I'm not easy to love, for those who've stood by me when I had nothing to offer, for the shared laughter, the memories, and the bond that holds us together. Thank you for friends who truly care, for the ones who check in, the ones who lift me up, the ones who know when to speak and when to simply sit with me in silence. Proverbs 17:17 says, "A friend loves at all times." And I thank you for showing me what that kind of love looks like through real people. Thank you for my home. It may not be grand or glamorous, but it's mine, a place where I can rest, where I can breathe, where I can be myself without fear. Thank you for a roof over my head, a bed to sleep in, walls that give me shelter and security. Not everyone has that, but I do, and I don't take it for granted. Thank you for food on my table, for the ability to eat when I'm hungry, for the warmth of a hot meal, for clean water to drink. In Matthew 6:26, you remind us that you feed the birds of the air. And how much more do you care for us? You've never failed to provide for my needs. Even when I didn't know how it would all work out, you made a way. You've been my provider, my sustainer, my enough. Lord, this gratitude doesn't come from a place of ease, but from a place of realization. Realizing that you didn't have to give me all this, but you did, out of love, out of grace, out of who you are, not who I am. So I pause, I reflect, and I say from the depths of my soul, thank you, Lord. Today I thank you, not just for what's beautiful, but also for what's been broken. Because in the breaking, you've built something new inside me. Thank you for this body, flawed, imperfect, but still mine. It moves, it breathes, it carries me through the good days and the hard ones, even when I ache, even when I'm tired, even when things hurt in ways I can't explain. This body is still a gift. Thank you for eyes that see the sunrise, for ears that hear music and laughter, for hands that hold and create, for feet that carry me forward, step by step. Thank you for letting me feel life fully. The joy and the pain, the peace and the pressure, the beauty and the burden, 'cause it means I'm alive. It means I'm still in the story. And even when the story gets hard, I know you are the author. Thank you for my health. It may not be perfect, but I thank you for every day I can get out of bed, for every night I sleep in peace, for the energy to keep going when life asks more of me than I feel I can give. Thank you for healing, even the kind that happens slowly, quietly, over time. Thank you for rest, when I finally let go, for recovery, when I've been stretched too thin, for renewal, when I had nothing left to give. You created this body, Lord, and you are the one who holds it together. Thank you for my mind, for the eye, ability to think, to reason, to reflect, for thoughts that challenge me, dreams that stretch me, and ideas that move me forward. Thank you for the moments of clarity in the middle of confusion, for the hope that flickers even when doubt tries to take over. Thank you for every lesson pain has taught me, lessons I didn't ask for, but needed more than I knew. Thank you for every scar, because they remind me I've been through something and survived. Thank you for every closed door, every no that saved me from something I thought I needed. See it now, how even the detours were your protection, how even the unanswered prayers were answers in disguise, how you were writing a better story while I was begging for less. God, thank you for the strength I didn't know I had until life gave me no other choice but to use it. Thank you for the tears that watered growth, for the heartbreaks that softened my pride, for the loneliness that led me to your presence. Thank you for the valleys, because without them I would never have learned to lean on you the way I do now. Thank you for being the God of the mountaintops and the low places, the God of celebration and silence, the God of joy, and the God who sits with me in the dark. Thank you for work, even when it's exhausting, even when it feels unseen. Thank you for giving me something to wake up for, a task, a calling, a reason. Thank you that what I do matters, not just in the eyes of people, but in yours. Colossians 3:23 says, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters." So I give you my effort, my energy, my passion, on the good days and the hard ones. Thank you for purpose, even when I don't always see it. You remind me I'm not here by accident. You gave me gifts, unique, irreplaceable, sacred, and you've called me to use them, not for applause, not for perfection, but for impact. Thank you for second chances, and third, and 50th. Thank you that when I mess up, when I fall short, when I fail, you don't walk away. You offer grace. You invite me to begin again. Lamentations 3:22-23 says, "Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. You are not the God of shame. You are the God of mercy. You don't hold my past against me. You hold my future in your hands. Thank you for loving me, even when I couldn't love myself, for calling me back when I had no words left to pray, for pulling me close when I tried to push you away. Thank you for every yes you've given, but maybe even more. Thank you for every no, because the truth is, you were saving me from what I couldn't see, from people who weren't right, from paths that weren't mine, from settling for less and when you were preparing more. Your wisdom is greater than my wishes, and your timing is better than my plans. So thank you for saying wait when I was in a rush, for saying not yet when I was ready to give up, for saying no when it protected me from my own desires. Even in the silence, you were speaking. Even in the delays, you were working. Even in the heartbreak, you were holding me. So God, I thank you with all I have, with all I am, with all I've walked through. Thank you for being faithful. Lord, sometimes I forget. I forget how much I've been given. I forget how many miracles surround me every single day. So right now, I remember. Thank you for the little things, for warm coffee on cold mornings, for the sound of birds outside my window, for soft blankets, quiet rooms, and deep breaths. Thank you for laughter that catches me by surprise, for hugs that last longer than expected, for kind words from strangers, for text messages that arrive right when I need them most. Thank you for stillness, for the sacred moments when everything slows down, when I hear nothing except your whisper. Thank you for the ordinary because you meet me there. You show up in the moments I would have overlooked. You take my everyday life and breathe holiness into it. Thank you for the people who've poured into me, for mentors who saw something I couldn't, for friends who stood by me when I had nothing to offer, for souls who spoke life over my dry bones. Thank you for those who gave without expecting anything in return, who stayed when it would have been easier to walk away, who believed in the version of me I was still becoming. Thank you for second chances, and the ones that came after. Thank you for grace that doesn't keep score, for mercy that meets me before the sun even rises, for love that never gets tired of picking me back up. Thank you for letting me serve, even when I feel small, even when I wonder if what I do matters. You remind me it does. You let me be your hands and feet in a hurting world. You let me reflect your kindness. You let me bless others with what you've placed in me. Peter 4:10 says, each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others, as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. I may not have everything, but I have enough. Enough to give, enough to love, enough to make a difference, and that is more than enough. Thank you for dreams that still stir my heart, for goals I haven't given up on, for the quiet fire inside me that refuses to go out. Thank you for hope, not just in better days, but in the truth that you are already in them. Thank you for rainy days that teach me patience, for sunny days that lift my spirit, for every season, every shift, every chapter, because you're in all of it. You're in the beginning, you're in the waiting, you're in the breakthrough. Thank you for the people I've lost, and the love that still lingers, the memories that remind me they mattered, that they still do. Thank you for the relationships that were mended, for the conversations that healed old wounds, for the love that grew stronger through the struggle. You're teaching to love like you, not when it's easy, but when it's hardest, when it costs, when it stretches me, when it looks like grace. Thank you for the surprises, the blessings I never saw coming, the breakthroughs that came after I almost gave up. The doors you opened when I thought every way was shut. You always come through, God. Not always how I expect, but always exactly when I need it most. Thank you for today, for this moment, for this breath, for this chance to begin again. Psalm 118:24 says, "This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it." So I choose joy, even if it comes through tears, even if I have to whisper it, even if my voice trembles, I will rejoice. I won't waste this life, I won't waste this love. I won't waste this opportunity to live like I'm grateful. Lord, thank you for the past, for the lessons, the victories, the wounds that became wisdom. Thank you for the present, for the awareness, the gratitude, the nearness of you. Thank you for the future, for the promise that you're not finished with me, for the assurance that the best is still ahead, for the hope that refuses to die. Because you are alive in me, so let my whole life say thank you. Let every word I speak carry your grace. Let every step I take walk in your truth. Let every day I live be an offering back to you. And for every person listening to this prayer right now, open their eyes to your goodness. Remind them of what they already have. Touch the parts of them that feel forgotten. Lift the weight they've been silently carrying. Let their hearts feel again. Let their hope rise again. Let their gratitude overflow. Because you are here. You are good. You are enough, and we are thankful. My heart is full. My soul is alive. My life is yours. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.